Now it's time to reflect back on the efforts of 2017 and how these efforts translated into concrete results. Over the year, EMSA brought together many different stakeholders, helping to identify their needs and facilitate overall progress towards a safer, cleaner and more efficient maritime sector. So, without further ado, let me hand over to the staff themselves.
2017 has been an activity-packed year filled with challenges for the Corporate Service Department. Human Resources worked on recruiting 14 new posts related to Coast Guard functions and on covering natural turnover. In total, we recruited 20 temporary agents, 12 contract agents, 7 seconded national experts, 12 trainees, and 2 national experts on professional training. 2017 was a big year for the implementation of the record management policy, the improvement of the practices in place and the creation of historical archives. The migration to the Commission's document management system, RPAS, marked a milestone in the move to paperless workflows in EMSA. 77 procurement procedures were initiated in 2017 and preparatory work was carried out for the implementation of EMSA'S electronic procurement tool from 1st of January of this year. The Facilities and Logistics team improved the agency's safety procedures and completed several projects related to the fitting out of EMSA premises. The Operations Support team focused on continuous improvement of horizontal projects such as e-recruitment, the electronic procurement tool, identity management version 2, electronic nautical charts, preparatory work for the implementation of teleworking and also the release and deployment of all EMSA maritime applications for production. It also improved cybersecurity capabilities by designing and implementing UCI Secure Network, coordinated CERT-EU penetration tests for maritime applications and improved the ICT infrastructure perimeter protection.
In 2017 was both challenging and successful for the Safety and Standards Department. For EMSA'S visits and inspections, the following achievements marked 2017. A total of 47 visits and inspections were carried out to check the implementation of different EU directives, and EMSA participated in 9 missions organized by the Commission in the field of maritime security. 16 inspections of recognized organizations were carried out, and 6 ships were visited as part of the RPAS campaign on structural fire protection. 2 horizontal analyses were completed regarding the implementation of the PSC Directive and the VTS Directive. 2 workshops with the experts of the Member States and the Commission were organized in preparation of the 2 new visit cycles for marine equipment and bulk carriers. The data extracted from the STCW Information System resulted in the publication of the second statistical review on the number of seafarers holding valid certificates and endorsements. For ship safety, our focus continues on several fronts, of which I will just mention 2. Following the conclusion of EMSA 3 study, technical support was provided for negotiations at IMO on stability requirements for passenger ships. EMSA continued to act as facilitator on technical discussions about RoRo vehicle fire safety with the delivery of the FireSafe 2 study and the organization of a 3rd technical workshop with accident investigation bodies and maritime administrations. On environmental matters, we focus on a number of different fields, including EMSA supported the Commission in the impact assessment and the drafting of the revised PRF Directive, support for the uniform implementation of the Directive on the sulphur content of marine fuels. The agency organized training for sulphur inspectors, further developed THETIS-EU and amended the text of the guidance for sulphur inspectors. We continue to provide technical and secretarial support to the European Sustainable Shipping Forum and its subgroups. The support included the drafting of the EMSA LNG bunkering guidance for port authorities. Also in August 2017, THETIS-MRV, the system to support the EU MRV Regulation, went live, offering services to companies, verifiers and flag states. It is the first EMSA system accessible directly also by industry and flags of non-EU countries. In September 2017, a tabletop exercise to test the operational guidelines on places of refuge for ships in need of assistance was organized in Norway, with contributions by the Member States and the industry. Finally, capacity building activities were ensured through the development of guidelines and tools, a portfolio of e-learning modules on the different topics, and training to the experts of the Member States, enlargement countries and European neighbourhood policy countries in the Mediterranean, Black and Caspian Sea regions.
2017 was a progressive year for the Operations Department, with strong user uptake, an increasing volume of services delivered, and new, innovative technologies added to the service portfolio. The new graphical interface for the SafetyNet family of systems, the SEG, went live for about 1,000 integrated maritime service users, and they were also granted access to the mobile app. 26 member states are now accessing integrated maritime services for maritime safety, port and maritime security, marine environment protection, and for the efficiency of maritime transport. Training included familiarisation with data sources such as high-resolution optical satellite imagery and advanced alerting tools based on automated behaviour monitoring algorithms for monitoring detection of vessels. The Copernicus Maritime Surveillance service grew six-fold in comparison to 2016. The service was provided to 16 member states and international organisations. In terms of support to EU agencies, the provision of surveillance services to support Frontex activities more than tripled its volume of deliveries. Services to EFCA were further developed to support the monitoring of illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing. Clean SeaNet delivered over 4,000 images to 28 coastal states for monitoring of their waters for potential oil pollution, with almost 2,500 possible spills detected with a high level of confidence. We also began delivering services from the European Space Agency satellite, Sentinel-1B. This enabled the agency to rely mostly on the Sentinels for the Clean SeaNet service. Both the Central SafetyNet service and the LRIT Cooperative Data Centre continue to perform well, with annual availability over 99%. Moreover, technical assistance to Member States for the Reporting Formalities Directive continued through peer reviews. Regarding satellite AIS, the average number of satellite AIS position reports delivered to Member States per day was over 4 million messages. There was an increased interest by Member States in having system-to-system interfaces for the distribution of satellite AIS data, following which 3 Member States were connected and another 2 have made a request to connect. The Maritime Support Services provided uninterrupted 24/7 operational and technical help desk support to users of all vessel traffic monitoring and surveillance systems hosted by the agency. With respect to the oil pollution response vessel fleet, the EU had yet another year without a major oil pollution disaster. Although the sinking of the Aegea Zoni 2 off Piraeus in September polluted many kilometres of coastline. The contingency plan was activated on this and on 6 other occasions in 2017. For the Aegea Zoni 2, an EMSA oil pollution response vessel was contracted by Greece and used for 2 weeks. In addition, Clean SeaNet emergency satellite images were provided for the monitoring of the Sarionikos Gulf. The at-sea pollution response capacity now has 17 fully equipped oil spill response vessels available for mobilisation across Europe. And these and Member States' capabilities are capable of dealing with even the worst case scenario, such as a major well blowout in the North Sea or Norwegian Sea. Moreover, the Equipment Assistance Service was strengthened with a 3rd equipment depot for the Adriatic Sea. Finally, in late 2017, remotely piloted aircraft system service operations began, with flights in Denmark and Portugal to monitor ship gas emissions and for general maritime surveillance. The RPAS add a 3rd important dimension to the satellite and surface-based surveillance coverage offered by EMSA.
2017 was a special year because the key measure, the EU added value of the agency, was under heavy scrutiny through the independent external evaluation. The exercise, which was led by the Administrative Board and supported by the Secretariat, consisted in taking a big step back from the day-to-day work of the agency. It looked at the impact of the regulation, i.e. was it a good idea to create this agency, and at its effectiveness and working practices, i.e. is the agency doing a good job and actually delivering more per euro to the EU citizen than if it was spent nationally. The result was a resounding yes, which was translated into a set of positive, forward-looking recommendations. EMSA'S external communication priorities in 2017 included activities related to Coast Guard cooperation. The communication team makes every effort to ensure that our public is given reliable and easily understandable information to keep track of EMSA'S valuable activities.